Hi everyone, this is part 4 of our coastal crab project, and this is it for this project. We're going to finish up coloring in our crab and finish up the ocean waves right at the seashore. So here we go. I want to just go over one more time all these different beautiful colors that we see in the background or in our crab, and then I'm going to put it over here so that we can kind of look at it as we go. Okay. So right here around the mouth area, we don't really have a mouth, so we're not going to have to worry about that. We're just going to start right here with the top of our shell. So on the outside edges of our shell, you'll notice some reddish brown, and probably this scarlet will probably work pretty well for that area. You'll also notice some gray, and there's a little bit of black in here, and some brown as well. So those are our 4 colors for the top of the shell for our crab. So here we go. Get out your project, and I'm going to put that where I can kind of see it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to add a little bit of orange. Ooh, I don't like that orange. Let's don't do scarlet. Let's do yellow orange. I'm going to add a little bit of bright orange along the edges. And I also want to kind of put some, if you look at this claw, there's some right here in this claw area, and there's also some yellow in there. So while we've got the orange, let's go ahead and do our orange color. So I want to come up in here. I'm going to do that orange. And let's go ahead and take out our red-orange color, because I think we're going to need to go a little bit darker on this. Oh yeah, I think the red-orange is going to do a little bit better. So we're going to put that light orange up. So we're going to do our red-orange around through here. I'm going to do a little bit of orange on this outside edge, on this curve. We're going to do a little bit around this edge. And some on this edge. And our little feet are orange. How about that? So this little foot is orange. I'm going to do this little foot orange around the edge a little bit. And I'm going to do a little bit of orange right around the edges of these. I love how these blue and oranges work so well together. They're complementary colors. We know that complements are across from each other on the color wheel. And it's so cool to look at nature and see how nature follows the rules of art. And art kind of learned from nature. We watched nature, we looked at nature, and we were like, man, those colors really look good together. So I think that's neat that that we look at all these beautiful creatures, and everything about their color is just amazing. Let me color that one all orange just to break up the monotony a little bit. And then again, I'm going to come over here, and this claw is almost all orange with a little bit of white on the end. So I'm going to go back in and color this one orange. There's a little bit of orange right through here. Okay. All right. So I think, based on looking at our little buddy, get a little bit of orange in these areas. It's always interesting and fun to kind of look up what you're doing and kind of study it a little bit. Art is a great subject because it includes science and math and reading and all of these wonderful, amazing subjects that we can learn from. And I think it's just so neat that we can use all these different subject matters to help us be better artists. I think that's really neat that we don't just kind of say, oh, we're just going to do art and we're not going to do anything else, but we truly learn from other subject matter. So the one thing that I've noticed about the eye is that it is black in the center and it is actually kind of a gray color. So we're going to go ahead and color in the gray circles of his eyes. And if I'm going too fast for you, please just stop the video. You can pause it and come back and finish it up later. So I'm going to stop on this part right now, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of this beautiful blue into these legs so that we don't get it away from ourselves and completely forget about the legs. So I have kind of played with my colors a little bit, and I've got these colors. I knew that this color was not going to work, so I actually put it back in the box because that was not a color that I saw in my crab. So I'm going to start off with my lightest color, kind of like it's on top. And I'm not bearing down very, very hard at all. I'm just barely putting a little bit of color in there. This is the lightest blue. It's called cerulean blue. And I'm just putting just a little bit of a line down all over my crab, kind of right beside the orange area that I put down. And because this is my lightest blue, this is going to be kind of my highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and color the rest of that one. And whatever side I do it on, I want to keep it on that side all the way down. So, and I'm looking to see right here is kind of white, and there's actually no blue on that outside part of that crab. There is, however, a good bit of gray in some of these areas. So I'm going to go back in some areas and do this darker blue. Let's see if this is a better blue. Yes, I think this is a better blue. Let's get rid of this one. So this is just the regular blue. So I'm going to go in there. And I'm still leaving a little bit of white areas because I do want to go in with some gray tones in some of these areas. This one has a lot of blue on this leg for some reason. But you can see whenever I run the blue right up next to the lighter blue, how you get that effect that there's some highlights in there. It's probably the exact same blue, but just some color variations due to the light shining on it. So let's go out here and add a little bit. And then I'm going to go back with my gray and finish out those legs. The two front legs actually have a little bit of white on them. So I am going to color this side gray and leave that white line. I'm going to leave this white area, and I'm only going to color this part gray because I really want to try to make him look somewhat realistic. A little bit of areas where there's a little bit of white, I can go back in with that gray color, kind of tie it together. Oh, I love it. It's looking really good already. So look how realistic that is. Isn't that amazing? Okay. All right. So Now we need to just focus on the back of the crab. There are some dark areas kind of right along the front. So I'm just going to kind of go right here across the front of his face. And I'm going to kind of go back like this, a triangle on this side, and a triangle on this side. Kind of mad looking. Okay. And I think I'll use the white for some of these little areas, just so that color does not go in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the white down first. I'm going to lightly do a little bit of white right here and a little bit of white back here, kind of as a highlight up here at the top. Okay. And then you kind of figured out there was some brown in here. So right now it looks really kind of like a little hodgepodge, but I want you to see how when you actually add in that final color, how everything kind of comes together. So I'm going to kind of start over here, and I actually probably need to add a little bit of brown along this edge to kind of show that there's some shape to that a little bit. It's a little, goes in a little bit right there and then kind of comes up. So like I said, feel free to pause the video and go back and add your gray. And I'm just kind of lightly coloring over those colors that I've already done to kind of blend them together. So you can still see some red in there. I'm leaving those little white circles just to break up the monotony a little bit. So there we go. I think we have it. To finish up our water, I would say we probably need to add just a tiny little bit of blue in that white area. We do not want to fill it in completely because we know that the water is kind of splashing up on the shore right here, and we want to have just a little bit of blue in it, not a whole lot of blue. This is kind of a frothy surf. And there you go. There is your finished coastal crab landscape. And it really looks like you're at the beach in South Carolina. So I cannot wait for you guys to show these off. I know that your family is going to be so super impressed with what you have created. So if you would like to send this to me, let me write my email down. You can actually photograph this and send this to me at kmmadden@lawrence55.org. Let me turn this around and get it into focus so you guys can see it. I would absolutely love to see your finished projects. So please have your parents photograph your project and send it to me at my email address. I will definitely look at it and I will comment back to you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and extremely blessed day. There's our final reference pages in case you would like to review the video and come back to look at this. And then here is your final project. I will see you guys next week.